What's up, everybody? It's your girl Chinchilla here for another live episode of Cooking with Chinchilla. Now I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes or seconds to kind of get on here. I know it sends out notifications, but we do have a few announcements. I do have a few announcements for you guys. Obviously, it's been blowing up my Facebook this week. I couldn't confirm it. I've known for about 3 weeks. I just really couldn't kind of come on here and announce it until I knew and actually got the actual paperwork that it was official. So with that being said, we have one person on here. We'll get a few more people on here. I'm gonna get the shrimp out of the bag so we can start this process. And of course, as promised, we are gonna be doing some shrimp cocktails and some micheladas, hence the beer and the veneno mix. So I wanna thank Oscar Gomez, first of all, for sponsoring the show. He made this actually fresh yesterday, and this veneno mix is actually made fresh as he delivers. So he wakes up super early every other Saturday to deliver it here in the Valley in Los Angeles area, and he was so kind to send me a few bottles so I could taste test it. But we're gonna be taste testing it live here on Cooking with Chinchilla. So let me get the shrimp out of the bag. That sounded like a secret or something, right? Like, let's get the shrimp out of the bag. Or what's that saying? I don't know how it goes. But we're gonna have fun today. Actually, before we get this started, well, now let's open this up. I have some scissors somewhere. Hold on, let me find those. Love my scissors. If you don't have scissors in your kitchen, you gotta get them. I got these from the dollar store. They're Betty Crocker, I believe. I think it like washed off, but they're only $1, so, and it's very convenient. Let's get the shrimp out of the bag. Let's throw this over here. And I had to buy actual like cooked shrimp, which goes better with the recipe because we are going to be making shrimp cocktail. You don't want it to be hot because shrimp cocktail is actually a cold dish that we're going to be making today. And we'll go over the ingredients and some of the announcements that we're going to be making for today's show. Let me get my hands washed here before we start. You always got to have a towel around, especially when you're working in the kitchen. So, all right. So we're gonna go over the ingredients now that we're gonna start. Let's actually do the announcements first. I wanna thank my mom, first of all, Rosalinda. She is my costume designer, she's my lighting person, she's my director, my producer, and all this without even asking. But thank you, Mom, I love you, thank you so much. But she did actually send me a few gifts for National Daughters Day. I got this cool little cutting board, which we're gonna call Linda. I did call the other one Sandy, but this was gonna be Linda, that's her middle name. And then she did send me a lot of utensils. So if you can see everything colorful in here, that's what my mom sent me, including this little thing. This we're gonna be using today. It's a peeler and little brush thing. I got some tongs, and she knows it's my favorite color. So thank you so much, Mom, for sending that. I love you, love you, love you. And she sent me some other goodies like this. So yeah, pretty cool. And we're gonna be using actually some of these for today's show. What we're gonna be doing is shrimp cocktails and micheladas. Before we get started, again, another announcement is my Popeyes commercial gig. So as you guys noticed on my Facebook, I was chosen to enter into a competition to create a commercial for Popeyes chicken, which is what we did Wednesday night. I submitted my video and they loved it. So I moved on to the second round, which was Saturday morning, which was another surprise. They don't give you much time, but I guess they kind of want you to improv and see what you have. And so when they watched the video, the producers, we FaceTime, and then they FaceTime me again Friday saying, hey, are you available tomorrow morning at 11:30? And this is like 6 o'clock at night. So I am like blown away again. So I have to do a self-tape, which was really fun. I'm not sure if I can release it yet, but I will be releasing not only the commercial, but I will be releasing the self-tape audition that I actually sent into Popeye's commercial. I did hear again from the producers this morning, which was really great. So I'm hoping and praying and, manifesting good vibes that this actually turns into something, because Cooking with Chinchilla was actually derived back in April when quarantine started, a little after quarantine. And to not stay bored, I started this cooking show. And it's gone and been really great ever since. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and sharing this video. Don't forget to share. And if you want to catch this full episode, if you don't have time to watch it tonight or watch smaller clips of some other videos and recipes that I do, you can go to my YouTube and subscribe to Cooking with Chinchilla, Instagram, Zigzag, and Facebook. So today's star of the show is not going to be me. It's obviously going to be Veneno Mix. Veneno Mix is actually a pre-mixed tomato juice that you would put in micheladas and shrimp cocktail. super convenient because I know all the ingredients. I used to bartend, so I know all of the ingredients that really go into just a michelada or the Bloody Mary and a shrimp cocktail. So when I found Oscar Gomez, thank you again, Oscar Gomez, online, I asked him, I said, you know what, I do this cooking show, why don't we partner up and do something together? And he mentioned that his mix is not only good for micheladas, but it's also good for shrimp cocktails. I love both. Hopefully you do too. And we're gonna go and do the fresh ingredients. I did buy the shrimp and imitation crab here from my local carniceria, which is my local meat market. We have the veneno mix, and guys, don't forget, if you are in the LA area, this is his number. It will be in the information that I'm gonna be putting after I post the live video. And we have our fresh ingredients here that we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using red onion, avocado, limes, mostly for garnish because he actually does put fresh lime in his mix. We're gonna be cutting up some tomatoes, jalapeno, and cilantro. Actually, this one looks, I don't know why, it didn't look this sad yesterday, but it looks really sad today. But it's still gonna have a flavor. I'm sorry, it's okay, I'll eat you, it's okay. All right, I don't know why it got like that. It was in the fridge in the little veggie thing. But then we have the tajin. Actually, we're gonna rim our michelada with this. You gotta have tajin. If you don't know what tajin is, you can have this with veggies, sprinkle over some lime and some tajin, or you can do the fruit. So you know the Hispanic guys, the Latinos, or the women that are in their little carts in the fruit stands that you would see in Mexico, Los Angeles, Dallas, el paletero that's going around in his cart. Tajin is something you need to have. You can put it over melons, watermelon, cucumber, and lime. I love my watermelon and melons with some lime juice and some tajin. Super, super good, super cheap. And we have obviously the Corona for the michelada, which we're gonna start with because I kind of want to try it out. You know, if he's gonna sponsor me for the show, I have to try it out throughout the show, right? So I'm taking one for the team, and hopefully you guys can order your veneno mix. I'll add all his information there after I share this video. So, and then Tabasco sauce. That's my go-to hot sauce, especially with micheladas and shrimp cocktail. But you can also use, like Oscar told me, you can use Valentina, you can use Tapatio. So any kind of hot sauce that you have there is really gonna work if you want it to be a little spicier. Veneno Mix actually has what he has told me, but we're gonna try it live here on Cooking with Chinchilla first. It has the actual enough spice and perfect spice. So we're gonna try it out together. I'm gonna put all these ingredients aside and we're gonna start with the michelada. And let me know, guys, where y'all are watching from. I'm always curious where y'all are watching from. I know we have people from New Mexico, Hawaii, we have Florida now, Chicago, and it really makes me happy to really kind of see everyone that's kind of tuning into Cooking with Chinchilla. So yeah, let me get this on because I don't want to splash on myself. See if it'll go over my hat. It did, it fit. Okay, perfect. All right, so I have my extra large glass here because I'm gonna do some ice. We're gonna start with ice and then actually put in, he said about 3 ounces per beer. And this is only $10, guys. And this is gonna go good for about 12 beers. So if you get a 12 pack, you and your wife or your roommates or anybody else, you can order some Veneno Mix and it'll be good for a 12 pack. I think that's enough to drink in one night, right? For 2 people, 3 if you're, yeah. All right, so let's start with, looked like I was doing a magic trick there, didn't it? All right, I'm gonna grab some ice. Y'all hold, please. Give me just a second. There we go. I think that should be enough, right? Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I already messed up. Hold, please. All right, I should have done the rim first. In a michelada, you gotta do the rim, right? All right, so let's move this over. Let's get the Linda cutting board here to cut some lines up. And where is my knife? Here it is. Let's open this up. Let's rinse it off just in case, especially with the pandemic going. You want everything clean. So let's get a little rinse on this. And what you want to do first of all is you want to cut it in half. Now there's two ways that you can rim the glass on this. Is you can squeeze it onto a plate, which you can do a lot of them at a time, or let's do an easier way so we're not messing up a lot of dishes. Let's just, now that it's cut in half, okay, and be careful while you're doing it, especially when you're working with the knife. As a bartender, I kind of learned this trick. You're gonna go in the middle, and if you see how the lime is, we're gonna cut it right there, okay? So we're gonna cut it there. And don't cut it all the way through. All you're doing is just making a little pocket like that, okay? Then you're gonna slice it into what you would rim on the glass. So there's your garnish. To not it might only look good, but you're gonna rim the glass with this. All right, so let's put this aside. So I'm just going to grab it, spin it around like this, and you're rimming the glass. And not only is it gonna work as a garnish, but it's also gonna work as a glue to add the tahini to the side of the glass. I don't know if you can tell, I've bartended before. I did bartend through film school. I did bartend in Colorado. I did a little bit in Dallas and Colorado as while I was on the radio. As you can tell, I can talk a lot. So now that we have it rimmed, we added the tahini onto the plate here. And we are just going to shake it a little bit and try to rim it. So now we have the glass rimmed and ready for our michelada. I'm not gonna say this is my favorite part of this show, but it might be, all right? But don't take my word for it. All right, so we're gonna add the little garnish, which makes it look cute and foo-foo, like my mom would say. We're gonna add all the ice back in here. For good michelada, you have to have ice. A lot of people don't like ice. A lot of people do. My preference is cold water, anything cold, except when it's like the abuelita hot chocolate. Oh my God, that's so good. And if you don't know about abuelita hot chocolate, now you know. You gotta try it out. All right, so we're gonna get 3 ounces of the Veneno Michelada mix. This fan is really being silly. All right, so 3 ounces, I don't know how much 3 ounces is. Hold please, that's too small. Let me get the measuring cups real quick. All right, so it's gonna be in between 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup, which is gonna be 3 ounces, which he said per beer is gonna be sufficient enough for the michelada. So let's get the can opener, here we go, or the bottle opener. Let's open up the Corona. And we're gonna add the michelada mix first. Just give it a little shake. Again, this is a Veneno mix, michelada, and shrimp cocktail mix by Oscar Gomez. Thank you again for letting me try this out. So we're gonna do this. So he said about 3 ounces, other way, per beer, which he is the expert, so I'm gonna trust him. So it's about 1/3 cup, okay? So let's close this up just in case it spills. Let's add this first into the michelada. There we go. And then we're gonna add about 12 ounces of Corona. Corona Extra. Did you know that Corona is actually, what I've heard, it could be a myth, but what I've heard in Mexico, it's a trash beer for them. I don't know, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't know, maybe it's just kind of an American thing. But we're gonna pour this in, and the way you wanna pour a beer is the way I'm tilting it like this. If you pour it like this, all you're gonna get is foam. So kind of tip your glass like this, even without the michelada mix. You're gonna slowly pour it sideways, and you're not gonna get a lot of foam. Perfect pour every time. There you go, guys. There's your michelada with the Veneno mix. I'm gonna give it a little mix and try it out and see what the big rave is about Veneno mix, and then we'll get started on the shrimp cocktail. So let's get a spoon to stir it up. Actually, I have these cute little stirs right here. These are actually good for flautas too. If you're gonna be frying flautas, you can add the flautas instead of 1 toothpick per one. You can do every flauta like this. And if you have a big enough pan that you're frying it in, you can do like 4 or 5 at a time, which is kind of cool. And you can do it as skewers, which is what these would be called. So we're gonna give this a little mix and try it out. There we go, guys. Nothing like a michelada on a Monday night, right? So, all right, Oscar, I'm gonna be your judge, and hopefully if I like it, they like it, and they'll order from you. So let's try this out and see what the big rave is about. Okay, now I see what the big rave is about. Now I'm excited because it really is hot here in the Valley in Los Angeles, and I need something cold to refresh me, so thank you, Oscar. Again, this is Veneno Mix, and we're also gonna be using it for our next dish, which is gonna be the shrimp cocktail. But now I have something refreshing to have during the show. So, okay, one more thing. As a bartender, or old bartender, ex-bartender, this has just enough spice, just enough lime, just enough tomato juice, and I gotta say the 3 ounces per beer is perfect. You can add a little more, you can add Tabasco sauce if you're those people that love like atomic hot wings that like make fire come out of your ears. But I think for me, this is perfect. Thank you so much, Oscar. We're gonna keep moving on. And we're gonna be also talking about how Veneno Mix arrived here in California. He lives in Palmdale, California, which is about 45 minutes outside of the rural Los Angeles area. But man, that's good. Man, if we had smell-o-vision or taste-o-vision, y'all would be very satisfied. Let me take one more sip, only because, let's see, Felipe. Hey, Felipe from Plano. Ruben, Georgia, hello, D-Rock, Diane Perkins, Las Vegas. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry, I can't see everyone that's watching at a time. I talk too much, so sometimes I kind of lose sight of what I'm doing. So let's put this aside. We're gonna keep the Veneno Mix because we're gonna be still using this here. Well, let's just put it aside over here. And we're gonna start cutting up some veggies for what we're gonna be making today. And again, it's the simple things in Mexican cooking or Tex-Mex cooking, Latin cooking. There's gonna be a lot of the same vegetables that we use. We have the tomatoes, jalapeno, avocado, the onion. There's 3 types of onions that I know of. There are the yellow onions, the white onions, and the red onion. The red onion you're gonna wanna use a lot in the cocktails because it has more of a subtle taste. The white onion is gonna be very, very strong taste. The yellow onion is gonna be a little sweeter, but the red onion really goes good into some cocktails that I like, and ceviche that we made about a couple weeks ago. And our sad little cilantro here. Poor thing, it looks so sad, but it's okay, I'll eat it. All right, let's put this aside. We're gonna start rinsing off these right here. And we're gonna add it into this little clear bowl that we're gonna have all the veggies in. Actually, this is the wrong bowl. Let's move this and switch this one out. And we're gonna put it in here so we can actually shake it up. We're gonna have another. This is so good, guys. I promise you, if you're in the LA area. Now, Oscar, he did tell me a funny chancla story, but we're gonna get into that. But we're gonna talk about how a chancla story. And no, I swear it's true, because I talked to him last night when he dropped off the juices yesterday. And it was so funny because it was so natural for him that he was talking about how he hurt his foot and how I wanted him to join me on tonight's show, but he started talking about how he couldn't join me on the show tonight because he had some doctor's appointments. And it was so natural for him to say, well, I stepped on a nail and it went through my chancla. And I was like, oh, this guy's hella Mexican, so I know this stuff's gonna be really good. So he started talking about that, and he said he stepped on a nail. So best wishes to you, Oscar. I hope you're feeling better. I'm not laughing that you stepped on a nail. I'm just laughing that you actually said that you stepped and it went through your chancla, you know? So let's give him some good vibes and send that over to him. The mix actually derived from him making it at home for his friends and family. He said he had a really fun party and all his friends and family were there. I think they stayed up till I don't know what time in the morning, and he made his mix, and they were like, it made him feel so good because it helped him with the hangover that everyone's like, man, this is kind of Veneno, it's really good. So that's kind of where the Veneno mix got its name from Oscar Gomez in Palmdale, California. So let's add these tomatoes. And you're really just gonna cube these up, just like you would get in a restaurant, but you're gonna actually be making it at home, and it's really simple. You're gonna dice them up like you would do for pico de gallo or anything else that you cook. And again, be careful as you're cutting. These are to hold the veggies or the fruit that you're cutting or whatever you're cutting. These are to guide. That way when you're cutting, you're not gonna cut your fingers off. That wouldn't be fun. I like my fingers, so I'm gonna be careful. And sometimes I'm not perfect when I'm cutting, but I try to be cautious. And if you do have your kids helping you, it would be a good idea for them not to use a knife and maybe do like the mixing or helping mix, you know, the ingredients and whatnot. So keep it a little safe. All right, so let's chop this up. And we're gonna do just enough for about one cocktail. That way I don't have you guys here all night. So what I'm gonna do is one Roma tomato. And then we're going to, I should have done this first actually. Let's do the onion, because as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of raw onions, so we're gonna let the onion cook a little bit. So we're gonna get this bowl here, and actually I'm gonna try to cook it in the acidity of a lime. So let's cut the red onion first, second. Let's throw that in there. We're not gonna do too much. You can add as little or as much as you want. This is your cooking, guys. I'm just giving you hints and ideas on how to cook, and this is just my way of doing it. Again, I'm not a big fan of onions, so I'm really gonna thinly slice this and let it cook in some lime, and probably gonna be the last thing I add into it, so the acidity of the salt and the lime is gonna cook the onion. So if you're not a big fan of onions, this is kind of a little tip that you can use, because this is a fresh dish. So I'm finally gonna chop these, and it's gonna actually cook faster in the lime and the salt. And let's watch my fingers. I like my fingers, so I'm not gonna chop those off. All right, here we go. Oh, and I actually have a surprise for you guys. I actually had to do some writing for the producers for the Popeyes chicken competition that I'm in. And so last night I was like, you know what, like it's Sunday night, I don't really have family out here, and I kind of want to do like a little cookout. So I went to my local meat market to get the shrimp and the imitation crab that I'm using for tonight's show. And I was like, all right, let me get some pollo marinado, which is marinated chicken in Spanish. And I made some chado beans and some white rice. The white rice is very simple. If you have any questions about how to make rice, you can always DM me. But I did make a bonus video that I am gonna be releasing tonight on my YouTube. And it's step by step on how to make chado beans. So if you don't know what chado beans is, kind of the pinto beans with all the veggies and the bacon and the weenies. So it's gonna be like a 2 to 3 minute video, and it's gonna teach you step by step with all the ingredients on how to make chado beans. So that'll be fun. And there are a lot of videos like that on my YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe to that. On my YouTube, it's Cooking with Chinchilla, and catch me here every Monday night around 6 o'clock. So we're gonna put this aside now. Where do I put this? Okay. So we chopped up the red onion. We're gonna add it into this bowl. And what we're doing is we're gonna be cooking the red onion. You can use it fresh in your shrimp cocktail. I prefer it to be a little cooked. We're not gonna cook it over the stove, it's gonna be a cold cook. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna be lime juice, and the acidity of the lime mixed with the pink Himalayan salt that I'm gonna add into it is going to cook this for about 15 minutes or so. Let's chop this one up too. There we go. Let me rinse my hands off so it doesn't smell oniony. And we're gonna do about half a lime, because I didn't use too much onion. Again, I don't like that much onion. So thank you, Angie, for this little gadget here too. I get to use today. And the knife that you see me using is from Sandy Sanchez too. Thank you guys for sending me this stuff. I'm really flattered that you guys are sending me. I guess y'all see while I'm doing the show that there's some things that I don't have, and I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It's really nice that even just you watching and tuning in today is really, really, really flattering, and I thank you, and I hope I'm teaching you guys some things. So we're gonna add just a little bit of salt. And again, like I tell you guys in every show, I love pink Himalayan salt, but also do not use too much. You can always use too little, but don't use too much salt. It's gonna ruin your whole dish. So we're gonna squeeze this lime into here. I don't want it to splash in my eyes. There we go. And you turn it. I should be, actually I'm gonna use more lime because I don't like raw onions. Oh, that didn't even cut all the way. I need to work out some more. Jesus. There we go. All right, that should be enough. Let's use these two little ones that we had over here too. And again, if you're just tuning in, what I'm doing is I'm cooking the red onion cold. And Iris, what do you mean you're cooking it cold? Well, I'm cooking it in the lime and the salt. And this is gonna be for our shrimp cocktail that we're gonna be using. There we go. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge so it gets a little cold because all this room temperature stuff, we wanna serve shrimp cocktail cold, which actually I'm gonna put the veneno mix in the fridge too so it stays cold. Go. That was a lot of walking. I got to refresh myself from with the micheladas. So, oh, it's so hot. Very, very good. All right, so let's do the cilantro. Poor, it looks so sad. Look at it. Poor baby. It's okay. We'll eat you. Okay. So, on one of the places, if you guys don't know, I do work as a cook here in Los Angeles area. One thing I did learn, which I was always taught for this piece to throw away, but it's kind of a waste, especially when you work in a restaurant. They teach you not to waste. You gotta kind of just save as much as you can. So from now on, I'm gonna be cutting even the stems and adding it into what I'm cooking. So we're just gonna keep chopping, watch your hands. And once you get to about 3 or 4 cuts, then you can act like a professional and start doing this. There we go. If you have a sharp enough knife, this is gonna be really easy. And you wanna finely chop it, especially if it's for pico de gallo. And by chopping it this much, you're gonna get a lot of the flavor out of it too. There we go, guys. That's kind of how you want it chopped here for the shrimp cocktail. We're gonna add it in here into the tomato. It's actually not enough tomato. Let me do one more tomato and then we'll do the jalapeno and we're almost done. Well, kind of, but I just say that. I have fun cooking. I don't know about you guys. Even if you just like watching cooking, don't forget I'm here every Monday night, so chop that up. It could be as big or small as you want. Again, I'm just here to give you tips on how to cook. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. There we go. And the great thing about the veneno michelada mix is that it already has enough salt, it has enough pepper, it has just the right amount of seasoning. So you really don't have to add anything. The only thing that Oscar told me that some people like to add to it is maybe your hot sauce. My go-to hot sauce is gonna be Tabasco sauce. Just has more of a vinegary taste for the shrimp cocktail. But you can use Tapatio, Valentina, if you like Louisiana hot sauce. It's really up to you on your preference. And one thing I've noticed about the food pages that I'm on is a lot of people do debates on which is better, or how do you eat it, or this is the wrong way to eat it. Let me tell you something about cooking. Unless it's raw chicken or raw meat or room temperature seafood, there's no wrong way of eating something. I eat tamales, which I was raised with ketchup. Now you may call me crazy, but that's my preference. I also love hot dogs with mayonnaise. Now you may call me crazy, but it's my preference. See, when you eat, it's really your preference on how you want to do things, how you want to chop things, how you want to eat things, how you want to flavor, season. If you don't want any salt, that's fine. It's up to you. So don't let anyone call you crazy because you cooked something a certain way, or eat or season or top it a certain way. This is your cooking. This is your eating. You should be happy with how you do it. So what I did here with the jalapeno, again, you can dice this up, or you can do it how I'm gonna do it. I cut it in half. I'm gonna keep the seeds because I kind of like the hotness to it, and I'm gonna slice it. Now, you can cube it up or slice it, but I like to, in my shrimp cocktail, I like to grab the chunks of jalapeno 1 or 2 per bite, which today we're gonna be frying some fresh tortilla chips. And I like 1 or 2 of these, as you can see, on my tortilla chip with the shrimp and the crab that we're gonna be using today. Again, you can dice it, but this is my preference. And again, guys, this is your cooking, your preference. Cooking with Chinchilla is just here to give you some tips on how to do certain things. All right, there we go. Let's cut this one in 4. That should be enough. And I did a whole jalapeno. That should be enough for what we're cooking today. So here's the actual mix that we're gonna be using for the shrimp cocktail. I did 1 small bunch of cilantro, 2 Roma tomatoes, they were a little bigger, and then 1 whole jalapeno. You can add or subtract as much as you want, but that's what we're gonna be using. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge just so it stays cool, because the shrimp cocktail, you do wanna serve it cold and not room temperature. So give me a second. Put this in here. There we go. No, get back in the back. All right. As you could hear, I had some technical difficulties with the fridge, but let's rinse this off. One thing about wooden cutting boards, do not keep them wet. So if you are cutting and chopping and you're done with it, try to clean it right away and face it up. Face it like this on something in your dishwasher or against the cabinet. I had somebody that I knew that would wash it and automatically put it flat on a surface. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna mold your cutting board. You don't wanna do that, so that's another tip and trick that I can teach you guys, because what do they say about standing water? Don't drink standing water. You want running water. And what's gonna be the same thing with the cutting board. With the wooden surface, if you keep it wet on a flat surface, it's just gonna create mold and it's gonna ruin your nice cutting boards. So it's another tip and trick that you guys can learn from me. So I'm just gonna give this a quick rinse and wash and let it stand so it doesn't mold up on me. There we go. And this is a quick wash only because it was fresh veggies. If you're doing raw chicken, raw meat, or raw seafood, you wanna kind of use Clorox or some really hot water as much as you can stand to kill any viruses that could create from the chicken or any of the raw stuff that you're using. So we're gonna stand that up. That's perfect. And what we're gonna be doing next is I have the pre-cooked shrimp, which I kept cold in the fridge. And I do pre-cooked shrimp because you don't wanna use hot shrimp for cocktail, and I don't have a steamer. So this is perfect. I got it for only $4.99 a pound. And then we're gonna be using imitation crab. And we're not gonna be dicing this up. What Oscar told me is the best way to use this for shrimp cocktail is to shred it. And as you shred the imitation crab, you're gonna get a stringy kind of consistency. So let me do one here for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. That's not very stringy. There we go. Instead of dicing it, you're gonna get more out of your money. And the reason why is it's gonna be so stringy inside the shrimp cocktail that it's gonna take up a lot more space. So if you're making this for a party and not just yourself, I only cook for myself and my roommates, sometimes the neighbors, sometimes some friends, but it's gonna go a longer way than dicing it and chopping it up. The shrimp we do wanna keep whole. As you can see, it's pre-cooked shrimp. It's deveined and the tail is off. I have a funny story for that here in a second. But like Oscar, he is the expert. He did say to shred it. So we're gonna shred the shrimp. And thank you again, Angie, for this bowl. It's actually kind of cool. Look, it's a plate, but then, oh, there you go. Look at that. How cool is that? And it's good for storage. So I'm not sure the brand, but this is really, really cool. If I find out the name of it, I'll definitely give it to you guys, but I love this. Thank you so much. And actually, even when it's a plate, oh, there goes the shrimp, crab. Oh, there goes. Oh, is it still alive? Why are you jumping? It has like these cute little like ridges here. So you can do like a dip and then do like chips out here. So it's kind of cool. It works. So we're gonna shred. Okay, I don't want these. Are they still alive? Are you still alive? What are you doing? All right, I'm sorry. I'll eat you, it's fine. Okay, let's do that. Okay, there we go. Got it, back into a bowl. So we're gonna move this knife over here. Keep the knives out of reach of children and your micheladas out of reach of children. Dangerous. Be an adult, drink it yourself. All right, so guys, okay, I haven't been watching. Maria, hello. Marlita, hello. Don't forget to watch, okay. See, my mom always has to yell at me for something. She's on here, if you know, it's Rosalinda. I do tag her in every video. This is where the show Cooking with Chinchilla derived from. And how I learned how to cook was from my mama, Rosalinda. I will personally invite some of you to it. It is a private group, so I can't invite everyone at once, but I will be sending some invites after the show. It's home cooking recipes. She posts all her cooking on there, all her recipes, and also our friends and family are on there posting their stuff as well, which is really fun. So don't forget, if you get an invite, please join. And don't forget to post your recipes and your cooking in there as well. Oh, and I have another announcement. Ooh, I'm excited. So I grew up Christian, so we couldn't really celebrate Halloween. It was just, you know, just kind of not our thing. But I am 36 years old and I have never carved a pumpkin. So the last Monday of October, the week, I believe it's before Halloween, I'm gonna be carving pumpkins. I will be announcing it. So hopefully we do a giveaway. So if you guys wanna do your pumpkin with me on the show, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be carving yet because it'll literally be my first pumpkin that I ever carve. So let's do a competition. I don't know, let's do something. We'll think of something, but I might be carving the pumpkin and then doing kind of like roasting some pumpkin seeds or baking them, which would be really fun. So I don't know, that's kind of fun. And what was he talking? Oh, the tail. Funny story. I don't know, Veto, if you're watching, that's my sister-in-law. So I was talking to her the other night after I sent in my shrimp audition for Popeye's Chicken. And I was like, hey, Veto, because I kept saying colita. I was like, la colita del camarón, colita de camarón. Okay, so if you don't know Spanish, that means butt. So the producers did contact me this morning, which I'm actually turning red, well, more of a brownish red right now, but like, I was so embarrassed because after she told me that, because she's like, no, it's cola de camarón, which cola still means something, but it still means like tail, you know, but like, the whole time in my audition in Spanish, which I am bilingual, so I was saying butt the whole audition. So embarrassing. But I hope they laugh about it and aren't like stern and like, oh my God, you said butt. Dang, that's so embarrassing. I can't believe. But at least that'll be like my funny story for my first audition, right? For Popeye's Chicken, which is kind of cool. So if you're just tuning in, guys, we did a michelada earlier with veneno mix. You see how I changed the subject really fast because now I'm really red right now and embarrassed. But we did make a michelada. I made it with Corona and the veneno mix. I will be adding his Instagram and all his information. So if you are in the LA area, you can order it from him. It's about 3 ounces per beer. So it's good for about 12 beers. And it's really good. It's only $10, dude. So it's really good. You don't have to buy and as an ex-bartender, you don't have to buy all the ingredients and then let it go to waste and yatara, yatara, yatara. I said that really Hispanic, huh? Yatara, yatara, yatara. I am part Hispanic, so. And again, we're doing the shrimp cocktail. I am shredding the imitation crab. I'm not gonna chop it because Oscar, the founder of Veneno Mix, actually said it goes a longer way and it tastes better for what we're making today. Go. And we're just gonna do enough for about 1, so that should be enough. It's gonna be about a handful, and we're gonna be putting it in a big wine glass just because of presentation, so that should be enough. I do have big hands, so, but that should be enough for 1 cocktail. And as you can see, I still have another, like, a lot of crabs, so This is gonna be under 20 bucks to make, and you're gonna make a ton of shrimp cocktails. So if you go to a Mexican restaurant and you try to order one Mexican cocktail, it's gonna cost you about $10 to $15 depending on where you live and what restaurant you're at. This is a much cheaper, more efficient way. It's fresher, you know the ingredients are fresh, you're making it at home. It's a fun thing that you can do with your friends, your family, your roommates, your partners, whoever you live with, or whoever you want to invite to cook with you. So guys, again, cooking with Chinchilla is a really fun way to get together and have some fun. But I'm really excited about carving the pumpkin. Don't get me wrong, I'm so excited about that. Because I've never carved a pumpkin. I'm 36 years old, guys. I've never carved a pumpkin, and we get to do it here live on Cooking with Chinchilla together. And I'm gonna do some kind of competition. So I'll give you guys like an hour after we do the show to kind of DM me your pictures and your ideas. And I guess the most creative, I'll maybe pick the top 3, and then we can all vote together as a group and kind of see who wins, and maybe we'll do a giveaway. So it's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. But I told you guys season 3 was gonna come with a lot of different ideas and different things. Who else is watching? Nunny, Noonie, Linux, hey, how are you? Glora, Carlos, how are you? How are you? I was gonna call you sweetie, but friend, we grew up together. Yeah. All right, so what are we doing next? The tortilla chips. If you don't know how to cook tortilla chips, it's super, super simple. We're gonna do it really quick right now. Serve the shrimp cocktail. I'm gonna finish my michelada, and then we're gonna be ready for next week. So let's get the oil here that I have prepared. And let's move this paper or little pot holders. Ain't that cute? Live your dream. You always gotta have like inspirational stuff around. You gotta inspire yourself. So I was listening to a motivational video. If you guys watch Cooking with Chinchilla, you guys know that I love motivational videos. And I was thinking about how a lot of people don't pursue what they want to do because they think they're too old, or they think it's too late, or you don't have time. For the people who always say, I don't have time, you're always the ones posting that you finished the whole series on Netflix in 3 days. You do have time to follow your dreams. Quarantine actually gave us a lot of time to really focus on what we want and what we want in life. So don't take 2020 as a bad year. Take it as the universe giving us time for ourselves and realizing what we do have and what now we don't have. So don't take it as something negative. Follow your dreams, guys. Sam Walton, the creator of Walmart, didn't found it till he was 55. KFC actually wasn't founded by Colonel Sanders until he was 75. So take those examples. I'm 36. I didn't start Cooking with Chinchilla until I was 35. So it's never too late. My mother actually owns a commercial company, construction company, cleaning company, and she does contract other stuff too for huge clients nationwide. She went back to school in her 40s, guys. So it's never too late to follow your dream, and don't ever say you don't have time, guys. You do have the time, and don't give up. I've been in the entertainment industry for over 10, 11 years now, and I'm just starting to see the fruition of my work. So again, guys, this is a little inspirational message for you guys. Don't ever give up on what your dreams are and what you want to do. With that being said, let's get the tortilla chips and cut those up. Let's get the Linda cutting board. It's my mom's middle name. Oh, it's wet. Let's clean the surface here. And use this for, let's get these out. Hold please. I'll be right back, guys. Found it. Okay, got it. And I'm back. What we're going to be doing with this is we're going to put the plate on the bottom. We got the little strainer here. And this is going to drain the oil from the chips that we're going to be making for the shrimp cocktail. So we're going to add a couple paper towels in here. Not too many, because I'm not going to be making too many tortilla chips. only say that because I forgot to buy tortilla chips yesterday when I was buying all the ingredients, but we'll just make it sound like I'm only making a few. And if you've never made home-cooked tortilla chips, super simple. Super, super simple. About to teach you guys. Where's my knife? Ah, hiding. All right. Let's rinse this off. Clean it up a little bit. Has that onion smell. Ugh. Don't get me wrong, guys. I like to cook with onion. I just don't like it raw. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Homemade corn tortilla chips 101. Heat up your oil on high. Once it's warmed up, put it to a medium high. Cut your corn tortillas in half, and then we're gonna cut them in half one more time. And ladies and gentlemen, you are on step one of making your homemade corn tortilla chips. So let's add these in here. Let's add a few at a time. Here we go. Perfect heat. Now what you want to do when you're cooking and frying something or grilling something in oil or butter, you want to let it warm up. The reason why is it's not going to soak up as much as the oil and it's going to cook perfectly. So if you can hear the sizzle, that's what you want when you're frying. All right, let's do a few of these, which is going to garnish our glass, and I get to enjoy the rest of my michelada and my shrimp cocktail. Thank you guys for all the inspirational messages, that you're enjoying the show. And I did forget a few people last week for a suicide awareness show. I want to apologize. I did get a little emotional, but I don't think it was getting emotional. I think it was the onions, so don't judge me. That was a very serious show for me, and I hope and I thank you all for the inspirational messages, that the show did help you guys. That was what it was for, because September was Suicide Awareness Month. And I thank you guys for all of the great messages. But Suzanne from Dallas, Texas, I did forget you last week. I have not forgotten about you. We are still friends, and y'all will be getting y'all's, where are the tongs? Ah! It's burning. I talk too much. Let's turn these over. Turn that down. There we go. Anyways, Suzanne, yes, I did not forget about you. I did have, I believe your name is Erica Guajardo, which is actually my mom's family's name. We might be related, who knows? So I will be sending all you guys the bracelets. Hang in there, guys. If nobody has told you they love you, I love you. Cooking with Chinchilla loves you. So we're a team, don't forget that. All right, so there you go, guys. Simple as that. I just made a homemade corn tortilla chip. As you can see, super cheap, super simple, and super fast. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be eating the shrimp cocktail with these. We're gonna let these drain really fast. There we go. Simple as that. Let's add the rest of them and start serving up. So guys, that's how simple it is. You just order your veneno mix. It's already pre-mixed. Mix for your micheladas, for your shrimp cocktails. If you go to his Instagram, he has a ton of pictures of his recipes and everything else that he does. Follow him. You can find him on my Facebook, Oscar Gomez. And if you have any questions on how to order, I will be posting his information here on the live video. And don't forget, after this, I'm going to be making and posting a 2 to 3 minute video on how to make charo beans, ranchero beans. However, if you don't know how to make it, you're about to learn. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you definitely, I'm going to be putting a really simple video on how to make charo beans. Step-by-step instructions, super cheap. You're going to serve at least 12 people with a big pot of pan. Big pot of pan. Should be like a new thing, big pot of pan. Okay, so it's like 10 bucks. You're gonna serve, no, I would say even less than 10 bucks to make charo beans. It's really not that expensive. And you can be the life of the party when you bring like the famous charo beans, and you can say, yeah, I learned it from Cooking with Chinchilla. But you gotta go to my YouTube and subscribe, Cooking with Chinchilla, to actually learn all these little tricks. I got other videos, 2 to 3 minute videos on tutorials on how to make different things. So don't forget to subscribe there, follow my Instagram, and join me every Monday here for a new recipe. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make next week. I was thinking two things, and it's kind of the same things. Green pozole or regular pozole, which I've never made. I made green pozole, but not regular pozole. Irma Linda, hello. Rick, how are you? How's Vegas? Congratulations on the babies. Zach, hi Zach. Janet Worley, hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. So what we're doing right now is we're making the fresh corn tortilla chips for our shrimp cocktail, and let's start serving that up. And this is what my mom would call a foo-foo glass. My mom loves to use the word foo-foo. If you don't know what foo-foo is, like foo-foo, like when you foo-foo, that's foo-foo. All right, so moving on. Let's move this aside. Oh, wait, we gotta get these out. I'm teaching you guys how to cook and I'm over here burning tortilla chips. All right, let's get those turned one more time. Super, super simple. There we go, that should be ready, almost. Let's grab the ingredients and make our shrimp cocktail. Super simple. I didn't even use this. That one don't fit in there. All right. Got our glass. We're gonna use, where does the plate go? Oh, I used it for that. Okay. Let's grab another one. Let's use this one. It's gonna be good presentation. So if you have guests over, get these cute little plates to where you can post the glass here. We're gonna put the chips around here and make the shrimp cocktail in here. And just like the michelada, if you don't know, you don't have to add ice to the shrimp cocktail, but you do wanna keep your veggies cool because you do wanna serve it cool for your guests, and you don't want the seafood to go bad. So good. Oh my gosh. And it's still hot here in the valley. It's been like close to like in the 90s, upper 80s, like in California, that's like super hot for us. I think like 2 weeks ago it was like 110 here in the valley. So super refreshing. Thank you again, Oscar Gomez from Veneno Mix, for sponsoring this show. I really do appreciate it. Let's just get these. Shake these up because some are a little burnt, but some are perfect. Let's mix these up. There you go, guys, your homemade corn tortilla chips. Super simple, super fast, super easy. So what we're gonna do is we have, oh, I forgot the onions. Ugh. Onions. But they were mixed in. Let's use my mom's new tool that she gave me. These are actually cooked a little bit. And what I mean cooked, Iris, you got it from the fridge. How did it cook? The acidity from the lime juice that we poured in here and the pink Himalayan salt is actually cooking this, which if you didn't catch my ceviche show, go to my YouTube at Cooking with Chinchilla and you'll see how the acidity cooks all the ingredients. And we did use raw shrimp for the ceviche, but it did cook it. Don't forget that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the Veneno mix that I got from Oscar Gomez here in California. We're gonna mix it up. And if you guys don't know how Veneno Mix was started, Oscar actually had an accident to where he was disabled. So his friends loved his cooking so much, or his Veneno Mix so much, they're actually even the ones that named it. I'm gonna put a little bit of onion. He was disabled in an accident, so was unable to work, and so he started a business out of Veneno Mix. So if you are in the Los Angeles or surrounding areas, don't forget to get your Veneno Mix. It's good for micheladas. Let me do another taste test, okay? I'm the chef, I gotta keep taste testing. And he created Veneno Mix, which we made the michelada that I just taste tested, and the shrimp cocktail that we're about to finish here. And what you see here is a mix of cilantro, jalapeno, and tomatoes chopped up, just like you would do for ceviche pico de gallo. And it's cold and it's fresh. So we're gonna add some of this in here. Oh, this looks so good. I'm so excited. So excited. So excited. All right, let's mix this up. I'm gonna add a little more verdura. I'm so excited to have, this is actually my first time making this. And if you make this at home, it could be your first time. We could be first timers together. So excited. All right, let's pour this in here. And now for the seafood. I did get pre-cooked shrimp that was deveined. It's been cold. No colita, or cola de camarón. And it's deveined and de-shelled. So we're gonna add a few of these. And because it's your cooking at home, add as many as you want. You can't complain to the waiter because you're the waiter and the cook and the hostess and the eater. I'll stop. All right, then we have the imitation crab. Oh, I'm so excited. That looks so good. All right, let's add a little bit more of this on top. And we'll use that for garnish. We're gonna mix the veneno mix. Again, there you go, that's what we're using. Pour this. Ooh-wee. So excited. Have I said I'm excited yet? Have I said that yet? I haven't said, I did, okay. All right, so let's get a spoon. Where'd my thing go? Hold on. There it is, all right. Get a little spoon. I'm just gonna give it a little mix. And again, guys, this is my first time making shrimp cocktail. And thank you to Oscar Gomez from Veneno Mix for teaching me how to make this. Look how good this looks, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm gonna share with my roommates this week. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Don't judge me. I'm gonna be all shrimp cocktailed out by this week. Oh, that looks so good. And to garnish it, let's actually clean the plate. Don't forget presentation, guys. Presentation. And he did say he added a little bit of ketchup, so I'm gonna add a little bit of ketchup and mix it up just a little more. This is coming from Chef Oscar Gomez. Let's add a touch of ketchup like he told me to do. We're gonna mix it up just a little more for our shrimp cocktail, our fresh shrimp cocktail. And guys, this is a simple and cheap way to make it home, as you guys can see. There we go. Let's clean the glass a little bit. So mixing all the veggies with the shrimp. Oh my God. Oh, so excited. All right, let's get a lime. We're gonna cut it for garnish. And just like I taught you guys, let's move this over here for now. Do this. And a little tip that I showed you guys to trim. You're gonna cut it in half like this. And then, as you can see the line going this way, we're gonna cut it this way. And you'll see why right now. You're not gonna cut it completely. You're just gonna cut it in the middle like that. So you can see. So when you slice it, you have something to go on your glass. That's where we're gonna garnish. And let's bring this back over here. Let's clean the plate off first because you do want good presentation. I know I joke about it. Presentation is key, guys. Doesn't always have to be, but for me, yeah. So we got our shrimp cocktail here. And if you're on a budget and don't want people to think you're cheap, just add a few little shrimp on top to make it look like a lot, like the restaurants do. I see you restaurants charge me $15 for this, putting like 3 shrimp in there on top. I see you, I see you. All right, and the last thing, we're gonna garnish it. There we go. We are going to cut our avocado. That one's too soft. Let's use another one. Careful when you're cutting this, but you're gonna cut it this way. You're gonna cut it in half. There we go. Split it. I got it. I got it. I swear. Hold on. Hold on. Don't yell at me. Hold on. I got it. Ah, there we go. That one's a really ripe one. Okay, let's take this out. This one's super ripe. Like the other one was like not ripe enough, and then this was like super ripe. That one's not even ripe. We're gonna put you away for a little bit. You're not working. Contestant number 3. Here on Cooking with Chinchilla. All right, this one's better. Okay, better. See? We've got options. Let's cut that up. Put this over here, get this little dangly thing over here. All I'm gonna do is just kind of do these, line it up like this. Give it a few strokes like that. Then I'm gonna grab the spoon and scoop it out, and that's what's gonna give us the slices for the garnish. That one fell. There we go. Good presentation, guys. That's what you want when you're doing your shrimp cocktail. And yes, my hands are clean, I promise, pinky promise. You can push rewind if you go to my YouTube and Cooking with Chinchilla and press rewind. And you'll see that I did wash my hands. Let's get the last one here. I think that looks cute. Well, that one fell. Okay, let's move that one in the middle. There we go. Rewash my hands. All right, and we're almost done, guys, here with our shrimp cocktail. Thank you again, Veneno Mix, for sponsoring the show of Cooking with Chinchilla. We are in season 3, episode 4. We do have a lot more stuff going on. I do want to announce a few things before we get off of here. Is that I am going to be teaming up. If you did see my show a couple weeks ago, I was at an event, and it's called Spotlight Sundays. And what they do is they get comedians and a lot of, comedians and singers and rappers together, and it's kind of like a talent show, but it's really cool. They check your temperature. You're not allowed in without a mask, but he does feed the homeless in downtown Los Angeles. So like I said, season 3 is going to be bringing a lot of different things to you guys, and it's going to be fun. Like the end of October, I'm going to be carving my first pumpkin. We're going to be doing a contest, so don't forget to buy your pumpkins for that. I will be announcing it here on my page, on YouTube at Cooking with Chinchilla, my Instagram, Cooking with Chinchilla, and now also Zigzag, a new TikTok. If you guys don't know, TikTok is about to be banned in the United States because it is a cyber threat. So don't forget, Zigzag is actually based out of here in Los Angeles, California, in the United States of America. So support that and check that out for all my announcements. Guys, we just made some shrimp cocktail homemade thanks to Veneno Mix. And wasn't that super simple and fun? So I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry. So I'm gonna enjoy my michelada. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Super homemade, super simple shrimp cocktail here with Cooking with Chinchilla. Here every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Los Angeles time. Thank you everyone for tuning in every week and for sending the positive messages. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.